Yeah, I'm now gonna start my podcast essay about this text, My Son the Fanatic. We start out by a characterization of Parvis and also Ali. Parvis is this grown-up man that was born in an Arabian country where he didn't feel like he belonged. He couldn't remember much of the stuff he had supposed to from the Quran, and therefore has very bad memories of his childhood. So he moved to England by many years before this, and already from the start we can read in the text that he was eating pork because that's something the English people do. We also can read that he really loves bacon. So already here he is from the start totally dropping out of his own culture. So we have Ali that has grown up in England, and we can read in the start of the text that he has a girlfriend from England. He has a long study of something that the father couldn't get, and so he the father thinks, yes, this boy is going to be an awesome guy. He is going to have a great job, great girl, and live the best life. But later in the text we can read about how Ali has adopted a religion, the religion that Parvis had fled from when he moved to England, and therefore Ali's way of thinking changes to something that Parvis don't like, because that was the way of thinking that it used to be in his childhood. Yeah, and Ali is this boy that's just a normal age for a student. So maybe he has like a lot of force, like many teenagers have. The role of the father, son, and the relationship between those. We can read a lot about the father because the text follows the father around a lot. Well, is only following the father. We see this father that don't really want to work. He works as a taxi driver, but also he's just chilling out with his friend when he's not driving the taxi. So there's not much of we can't. If this has been like this since they moved to England, the father and Ali could not have much time together, I guess. It sounds like that Ali don't know his father's story and his bad experience with Islam or that culture. And if the father was not home or drunk too much, Ali might not think him so well as he. Yeah. Yeah, Ali might not see him as a good man, and so he found maybe uh, some people that wanted him, and then he got recruited into Islam and found a family there that was something his father never was able to give him. The relationship between those, yeah. We can read in the text that the boy criticizes his father a lot, especially under the dinner, where it starts out bad when the father just started by drinking by the start, and the boy criticizes it, and so the father drinks even more because he got criticized of his own son, and he don't likes to be criticized by his own son. That's obvious by the way he's reacting by throwing the plate down off the table and screaming up and making a great show out of it. When the boy is just cool and calm and just watching his father, because he thinks what his father does is wrong, definitely, and it is, by many people's point of view, the father is not that great of a father for his son, but still the son is very frustrated about him. He thinks that his father is just wrong in every kind of way. Coming off the title and my son Fanatic. It is like, it's funny because it's like the son has heard this, that the father calls him a fanatic. Fanatic is also a funny kind of word. It can both mean good and bad things. If you're a fanatic about math, you can discover great things like Pythagoras. He was a fanatic about math. Einstein was a fanatic about physics, and we have many of the great science men of many centuries is fanatics, and that's the way the world's coming to. When the new things got discovered, is fanatics that finds it. But fanatics can also be a bad word, where you have the fanatics from Islam and all those that blow up just because of the way they are thinking, the way they say their religion is. So fanatic is both a good and bad word, and also very interesting to use, because when you becomes called a fanatic, you don't really know if people mean it good or bad. So, and there's also here I want to read up the end part of the text. Here. Parvis kicked him over, then he dragged the boy up by his shirt and hit him. The boy fell back. Parvis hit him again. The boy's face was bloody. Parvis was painting. He knew that the boy was unreasonable, and he struck him nonetheless. The boy neither covered himself or retailed. There was no fear in his eyes. He only said through his spittle lip, "So who is the fanatic now?" I really like this part of the text because it's the end, and it's telling about how the story ends. What is the solution to this problem we have read about in all these 10 pages? I don't see this as a good solution, but it's the solution to this text, and the solution to the father. We can't also read before that the father, he is drunk, and therefore he has no control over himself. And it's why this solution happens. If the father was not drinking that much, we might have another solution. But I really like the last thing the boy says. So who is the fanatic now? It's like the boy knows that the father has called him a fanatic. And the only place else we see the word fanatic in is the title, My Son the Fanatic. And that's definitely something the father has said. And so the boy might have heard that somewhere. And the last, comment on class of culture and melting pot in connection to this short story. It's definitely a class of cultures. Because we have this Arabian culture that has been made a bit English. We can read about that the boy says to the father that they are not welcome as much as the father would like to that they are. That they have bad jobs because they are immigrants. They have the only friends they have is other immigrants. And the culture again is also this when Islam and religion comes into the picture, that again it's this Arabian culture that sneaks into our European Western culture. a melting pot, yeah, is just one big soup of different cultures, and we can read about how the son says that this is only going to end bad for all other than followers of Islam. Even Christians and Jews could get changed, but all other people just would die. And he's very specific about the way he's saying it. He's talking about something very bad happening, and it's only his solution. That's only the solution to the problem. That's everyone's just gonna die. Yeah, I guess that was it. Thanks for listening.